Hello guys, I'm with Brian. He just won the giant card, as you can see, and he's going to do a deck or five. Do you play the same deck in the?
Yeah, I played the same list that I did in the UDS in the main event. I unfortunately lost round 11, and that's where I got knocked out. The only thing that's different is the side deck, but I'll just explain the differences once I get there. But
Okay.
yeah, so for this event, like for the giant card and the main event, I decided to play Trickstar, Sky Striker, with my good old Mech Knights that I'll get to. Because I just think that Trickstar has a very good Sky Striker matchup, and I know how to play this deck like so well that I felt like if I ever played against Sky Striker, I would just always be at an advantage. So, but yeah, let's just get into it. So, I main decked 3 Candina, just 2 Licorice. I didn't play Desires, which like I know a lot of people just hate on that, but the thing is, I think Desires is only good versus like Thunder because you just need that like. You can't search, right, when they have like Colossus on field, so like Desires gets you extra cards that you can get without searching. But the thing is versus like the Mirror and versus Sky Striker, those extra cards sometimes just aren't enough. Like if you don't draw the right cards, you'll still lose anyways. So instead of Desires, I decided to play Lilybell. I decided to play the Mech Knights again, which I'm like, I haven't played these in a little bit, but these cards are just so good because against like especially against pure Sky Striker, these cards are insane because like purple and blue are just anchor bait. They will like because if they don't anchor something like this, you're just gonna overwhelm them with field presence, and then like you'll just kill them, right? And like Desires, you have to like hope to get to draw cards, or I mean you hope to get to engine cards, and you gotta all while like hoping you don't banish Lilybell, you don't banish Licorice, you don't banish like too many engaged targets, don't banish too many reincarnations. But so like these cards just replace Desires, and they're like actually just engine cards that fetch each other. So I was happy without Desires. Like, and against Thunder, I play so many cards that like stop Colossus. Like I play Anchor, Mind Control, Impermanence, Bells that I just never like miss Desires. So I was really happy that I didn't play it, and I was super happy with the Mech Knights. These cards are still just super insane. So that's it for like the little engine cards. And then the hand traps, I just played 3 draw. These aren't like mixed match sleeves. My friend was letting me borrow his 3 Ash, and then I decided to main deck 2 Bell. I was like, I was afraid of Thunder because that deck is just hard to beat, especially with the Mech Knights. Like these cards are a little bad versus that deck, but I mean they help for getting extra monsters on the field to make links. And then I was afraid of like Rongo because I think Rongo is so insane, and sometimes if you just Bell Destrudo, it can be enough. And then it's like it has generic usage versus pure Sky Striker, and it's like it can be okay versus FTK. But even then I still don't think it's that great. But it was to help me with mainly with the Thunder matchup and Rongo because Rongo is super scary. So that's my hand trap. So it's for the monsters, for the spells. 3 light stage, 2 terraforming, 3 engage, 1 hornet. I decided to play 3 anchor. I was thinking of doing 2 anchor and 1 afterburner because like sometimes you need to just kill things, and sometimes you just won't have enough spells to take their monster with the anchor. But I was happy with the 3 anchor anyways because it's just like you need this card versus like Thunder. You either need this Impermanence or Mind Control, and sometimes just having 1 isn't enough. So you need to have like multiples of these type of cards. So I was happy that I played 3, and it just helps you with DK. And also versus pure Striker, there were a lot of times that I didn't have Candina, but I had these, and I was just able to take their links that make my Hayates or my Kagaris, and then just get back in the game that way. So I was very happy that I played 3. And then just for like the random 2 Scapegoat cards, insane. I decided to main deck 2 Mind Controls. Like this is very good against pure Sky Striker, very good versus Thunder Dragon, very good in the mirror. And then these just pair like super good with the Mech Knights. Like if I have this Mech Knight, Candina or something like that, I will TK every single time. Very happy I played these. And then the last 2 spells I played 2 Called by the Grave. I wasn't playing these initially, but like this card just has so much utility against almost every deck in the meta right now. Like against Thunder Dragon, even if you go first, you could just negate like a Hawk or something, or and that's really good. Against pure Striker, you have like options. You can either negate a hand trap if you have to negate a hand trap. You can negate. You can banish Ray so they don't get that recurrence, so you can kill them, or you can like banish Kagari so they can't get their engage back. So against pure Striker, this card has just so much utility. And then, this card's also just very good versus FTK. If you like discard something and then they try to like, if you just got like a Nessie or a Jackalope or something that they have to hit, you just call by the graveyard and then they just lose. I just think this card just has so much utility that it's just too good not to play. And then it also has like that synergy with like Reincarnation, they Ash, and then you chain this and then you George Stroll them. So this card's just super good. And then for the traps, I just played 3 Reincarnation. I still think this is correct, just because it's like just the banish effect is just so good. Like the banishing from hand effect isn't that great. I've always like been big advocate that you don't use this card for its banishing hand effect, but it's just the graveyard effect is just so good that you like have to play 3. And then the last 2 traps I just played 2 impermanents. I was initially playing 3 impermanents and no bells, but I wanted that versatility in hand traps, so I decided to do 2 bell, 2 impermanents, and I was happy with this. And that was my main deck. I played 41 in the main deck. For my extra deck, this card needs to get banned. Warlord, Boar Sword. It's actually super crazy. In my final match versus in the Giant card, I played against Thunder. Game 2, I won game 1. Game 2, he goes first. He ends his board with triple Colossus, but my hand is Anchor, Mind Control, Mekk-Knight Purple, Light Stage, and like some irrelevant card. So I was able to, I mind controlled both, I anchored to both Colossus, I mind controlled the third, I special purple, I banish purple to search blue, I special blue, I search indigo, I special indigo, I normal Candina, use its effect to get reincarnation, and then, so I was like able to clear his whole board with Borosword, but the problem, but the problem was that next turn he had the Thunder Dragon Fusion, so he was able to like reestablish with a board of like, not Saryuja, but like hidden some summoner, that dumb name, and 2 Colossus. And the next turn I was able to make this and clear his board again. These cards are just like so busted. It was really cool. This was like the MVP of the entire tournament. Triple Burst is just so good. Negating Ray is insane. And if you like, most of the times that you summon this, you're just going for game. So this card's just really good. For the Giant card, I played Trisbania. I didn't play this in the main event. In the main event, I side decked 3 Cherries, and this was a Dante, and this was a Bamboozle. But I missed this a lot in the main event just because like I wanted the link pointing down so I could just activate Hornet again and make Kagari and then add back like my Engage or my Anchor. So I really missed this in the main event, or like Space Insulator is the same thing, but I think just reproduces just better. And this was like a flex card. I was thinking of playing Ningirsu, but Trisbania is just good. It has a lot of utility. But yeah, I really missed this in the main event, but it was good in the Giant card. And then Nightmare, Unicorn, Phoenix, Cerberus, Staples, Inkaribo, Link Spider, Staples, and then just the Sky Striker cards. 2 Kagari, 1 Shizuku, and 1 Hayate. And that's it for the extra deck. And then just lastly for the side deck. So the side deck like changed a lot from what I did in the main event. Like for example, in the main event I sided the 3rd Mind Control. It's a blowout versus Pure Striker, blowout versus Thunder Dragon, so like you have to play the 3rd. I also sided 2 Twin Twisters in the main deck. Just back row move versus like Altergeist, Mirror. Pure Striker going second, this card's really good too. And then I also cited 3 Shared Ride in the main event just because of Pure Striker, this card's just so good. And I also cited 2 Stormlister in the main event. Same thing with like Twin, but this card's also just good going first because people set their cards to play around Reincarnation, so you just Stormlister them and they lose their power cards. And then I also cited the 3rd Impermanence in the main event, same theory behind the just a Thunder matchup. This card you just need it because it helps out. And then also like Rongo, Impermanencing Bamboozle is just good. And then, but the difference in the side deck between this and the Giant card, the main event and the Giant card, was, so for this I cited 2 Pankratops, 2 Trap Trick, and 2 Mind Crush. When I was initially testing for the main event, I was main decking these 6 cards, and I wasn't playing the Mekk-Knights. The 4 Mekk-Knights, these were the 4 Mekk-Knights, and these were 2 Desires. But shout out to my boy Nico, teammate. He told me like, past game 1, you don't want to rely on traps because you'll just get blown out by Twin. So it doesn't make sense, right? Because I'm citing this post game 1, but game 1 just becomes so free with like the Mekk-Knights and stuff that these cards is just, it's fine. And it's like, even if they twin you while you have a Trap Trick set, that's so fine because you just chain this and then set whichever one you need. You can set Impermanence, you can set Reincarnation, you can set Stormlister, you can set Mind Crush. That is no problem. I don't know. The theory behind not main decking these makes sense also because these are just better going first, and the Mekk-Knights have so much utility going first or second. But in the side event, they were super good. And then the only difference from the main event, I cited these were 3 Cherries. This was another Bell, and these 2. Oh no, this was not another Bell. This was like 1 Judgment, 1 Warning, and 1 Strike. Just because I didn't know like what 3 traps to side, but that was a big mistake. I should not have done that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I won the Giant card, but I'm more happy that my teammate Paolo behind the camera got 2nd place. But yeah, shout out to the team, of course, E-manGames. Make sure to check out our channel. Make sure to check out all of our pages on Facebook, and then of course, our Instagram as well. But thank you, guys.